All right, how you guys doing today? For this lesson, we're going to take a look at graphing circles from standard form. Now, standard form for a circle is going to be this equation right here. X minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. Now, whatever numbers are sitting in the spot where the h and the k are located, we're going to use those numbers to come up with the center of our circle. The one thing you have to be careful of with this is that you remember to switch the sign of those numbers. And you'll see what that looks like when we do our first two examples coming up. Now the radius, to find the value of the radius r, you'll simply take whatever number is sitting where the r squared is, and you will take the square root of that. Knowing those two pieces of information from the equation will help us graph our circle. Now let's take a look at our first example here. It says just graph the circle on the axes provided, and we're told that x plus 2 quantity squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 16. So what we are going to do is take a look at this coordinate right here and this one right here, because we're going to use that to come up with our center. So our center is going to be the coordinates -2 and +3. So those two pieces are going to give us our center. So we go over to -2 and then up to +3, and we're just going to put a dot right there. That's where our center is. Now you have to be careful here because a lot of times people make a mistake. They forget to switch the coordinates. So make sure that you switch the x or y coordinate when you put together those two to come up with your center. Now the radius, so now I'm going to look at the radius. So I'm just going to call that r for radius because we know what that is. So what I've got to do is take the square root of 16. Once I take that square root, I'm only going to deal with the positive square root. And I know the square root of 16 is just 4. So what I'm going to do then is from the center, what you're going to do, and I'm going to do this in blue here just so it kind of sticks out a little bit. We're going to go 4, and I'm going to call it north, south, east, and west. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the north, put a dot. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the south, put a dot. Then go back to the center, 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the east, and 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the west. And then once I've got that all set, then I do the best that I can to try and draw a circle around that. But as long as I've got those 4 dots around the center, I should be pretty good, because that's what a radius of 4 is. I've just got 4 in every direction. So every point that's on the circle will be 4 units away from the center. So that's how you graph a circle given those two pieces. But we're not done. We're going to take a look at one more example, because check this out. I wouldn't want to leave you guys without this. In example number 2, it's going to be kind of similar, but we're going to have to do a little bit more work here. Now the first thing that we're going to do, of course, is get after our center. Now the center, I'm sure you guys will be pretty good with the x-coordinate. Our x-coordinate would be +1. Now the y-coordinate is going to be a little bit trickier because there's nothing in here with the y squared, so then that would just be 0. So our center is at +1, 0. So I'm going to put a dot right there. That's going to represent our center. Now this is where we're going to have to do a little bit of work here to come up with my radius. So the radius is going to be the square root of 18. Well, I don't know what the square root of 18 is, but I know that I could break that down to the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. And if I were to simplify that, I would end up with 3 square roots of 2. Well, I don't know how much that is. So what I would probably do is go to a calculator to estimate about how far that is. What's the distance for 3 square roots of 2, or just square root of 18? So when I estimate that, I get about 4.2. Now notice how I changed the symbol on there, so you're going to want to make sure that you do that, because r is not equal to 4.2, it's about 4.2. So again, same kind of deal as before. I'm going to go 4.2 to the north, so if I'm going a little bit more than that, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more, so I'm going to estimate that about right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and then my 0.2, so I'm going to be about right there. and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to the south, and go a little bit more than that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and a little bit more than that. So that would give me my approximation for where those points would be on the circle. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. All right, it'll be close enough for this. So that's all you need to do to graph the circle when you are given the equation in standard form. So that's it for this video. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch up with you later. Peace out.